I honestly don't even know what to say about Jubilee anymore. I really don't. I don't. For those of you that do not know, recently Jubilee posted a video that is entitled "One Progressive versus 20 Far-Right Conservatives" featuring Mehdi Hassan. And guys, to say that the video was an absolute show, that would be a complete understatement. And let me just say this. A lot of the individuals within this video are not far-right conservatives. They are much more than that. One guy even proudly claimed to be a fascist. And that's who we are going to be talking about today, guys. Sorry, I don't even think I said his name. His name is Connor, and not only is Connor a fascist, but it is also quite clear that he is actually a deplorable human being. And honestly, I don't think that you should talk like this, you should act like this, especially when you look like this. If mayonnaise became sentient and discovered Discord, yeah, it would be Connor. This man looks like a goddamn Chick-fil-A manager with a manifesto in his glove box. I have never seen anyone that actually had the facial structure of a melted wax figure with a goddamn superiority complex. And what the hell is going on with his hair? Is his hair sponsored by YouTube conspiracies? This man has a haircut that absolutely screams, "I read Mein Kampf" instead of a goddamn job application. I promise you that joke is gonna make sense later in this video. Let's go back to his hair. I guess his barber hates democracy too. Connor looks like if Ben Shapiro in a goddamn jar of Miracle Whip had a disappointing son. I'm sorry guys. I'm gonna start making these roast sessions more of a thing, because some people truly deserve them, especially people like Connor. Before I go any further into this video, I want to remind you guys to please do not forget to share, like, and subscribe. It really helps out with the channel, lets me know that you are rocking with the content. And while you're at it, please do me a favor and join the Discord. I'll leave the links in the description down below, as well as the link to my Twitch at twitch.tv/watts_tv94. And also make sure that you subscribe to the gaming channel. I'll also leave that in a link in the description down below. All right, let's just talk about Jubilee really quick. I know I briefly said that this was a show, but I don't even think that accurately describes how terrible and how scary this video is. Like I said before, the video was literally called "One Progressive versus 20 Far-Right Conservatives." These people were not far-right conservatives. They went all the way right and then fell off the goddamn political spectrum. I really don't know why Jubilee feels the need to platform these people. I know what you guys are gonna say. Oh, it's important to hear different perspectives, but fascism? That's the perspective that you want to hear. Do you guys even know what fascism actually is? Fascism is a far-right political ideology that promotes a strong authoritarian government, extreme nationalism, and the suppression of opposition, often using violence, censorship, and propaganda. It rejects democracy and individual freedoms in favor of total control by a dictator or ruling elite. So yes, people like the Mustache Man, he was a fascist. He literally fits this definition like perfectly, like a goddamn puzzle. I find it even more disturbing when this guy Connor openly said that he was a fascist. All of the conservatives in the room just, oh my God, yes. we don't like democracy. We don't. We love dictatorships. Yes. Since the when did this happen? When were people on the far right of the political spectrum, when were you guys okay with fascism? When did this happen? Where was I? Where have I been? Since when is this an okay thing? It's just crazy because I feel like during past presidencies, if you were to claim that you were a fascist, everybody would get on your ass collectively. But now we're applauding it? What the is going on? You know what? Some of you may not like to hear this, but this is a true reflection of our current administration. It is. And I'm sorry, you guys know that I hate to be political, but this was so crazy. I just knew I had to talk about it. And this blew up on social media, and that guy Connor, apparently he got fired from his job and he started a GoFundMe to raise money, which is insane because people don't even know if he actually had a job in the first place. They just agree with his crazy ass ideals, and a bunch of racist white people decided to donate to him. But before we dive any deeper into his GoFundMe, let's watch this clip first because he recently showed up on a podcast and he had some things to say. And don't worry guys, I'm not gonna watch this entire 5-minute clip because I can't. But without further ado, let's get into it.
Frankly, don't care being called a Nazi.
I didn't say that. I didn't actually say that. I said, are you a fan of the Nazis?
Well, they persecuted the church a little bit. I'm not a fan of that. But
what about the persecution of the Jews?
Well, I mean, I certainly don't support anyone's human dignity being insulted. I'm a Catholic.
But you don't condemn Nazi persecution of the Jews?
I think that there was a little bit of persecution.
To say there was a little bit of persecution from the Nazis against the Jews is actually batshit crazy. A little? A little. When the hell did we get to the point in society where we look at something like the Holocaust and we say, oh, the Nazis, they didn't even murder that many Jewish people. It wasn't even that bad. So what is going on? A little bit?
You don't condemn Nazi persecution of the Jews?
I think that there was a little bit of persecution.
I'm renaming the show because you're a little bit more than a far-right Republican.
Hey, what can I say?
I think you say I'm a fascist.
Yeah, I am.
Look how many people are clapping. Look how many fucking people are smiling and clapping. This is nothing to this is not fucking funny. This is not funny. When did this become okay? And that was the most grotesque, evil laugh that I have ever heard before in my life.
Smiling now. So when I saw that man, I was confused. I was like, I think that guy's, is he trying to get fired? Because I know today that almost every job, every sector has been inundated with this DEI bullshit. And they allow you to believe anything.
Ooh. Ooh. What does being a fascist have to do with DEI? What the are you talking about? Fascism literally thrives on hate and division. And not only that, yo, it crushes individuality, something that we treasure and something that we love here in America. Or so I thought. And name me one goddamn fascist regime that ended peacefully. They always end in suffering. It literally destroys everything that makes a fair and free society worth living in. So I can't. My mind, guys, am I stupid? Like, am I tripping? I'm just trying to like connect the dots of what the this has nothing to do with being woke. America was not built on fascism and it should not be built on fascism. So what does being, talking about DEI or being woke have to do with this shit? What are you talking about?
Anything you want except for things that are stringently right-wing, Christian, or heterosexual,
Who the is this idiot? Guys, I'm not gonna get through this clip. After I hear the Nazi talk, we are cutting this off. I cannot. That was the dumbest I've ever heard before in my life. Since when is fascism right-wing, Christian, and heterosexual? This is fucking news to me. God, am I stupid? What is going on? There's no way some of you guys really agree with some of the dumb shit that came out of his mouth. I don't even know who he is, but he is slow.
Orthodoxy. And you are in some serious trouble in your personal life over this, am I right?
That is correct.
What happened?
Well, unfortunately, I lost my job as a result, and no one really is to blame for that. It's just
we have no proof that he actually lost his job, by the way, but continue.
The culture that kind of exists currently surrounding the manner in which you're canceled for voicing exactly what you said, any heterosexual, Christian sort of moral belief that goes beyond sort of the secularism and the relativism that we're so used to.
This is so f***ing disgusting and disingenuous. Are you kidding me? This is so disingenuous. These are not normal far-right ideologies. I know some people that are actual conservatives. They would not agree with this bullshit. This is not normal Christian, heterosexual, conservative ideology. This is not normal. For our society, within America, within the United States, this is very much abnormal.
And so that's what I set out to do with Medi. He asked me, oh, well, do you condemn the Holocaust? It's like, well, of course I condemn persecution of anyone, Jews included.
You paused. No, you did not. You paused and you said there was a little bit of persecution there. Oh, a little bit. Okay.
I'm a Catholic. I don't believe in persecuting anyone. But I'm not going to play your game of let's reference the Holocaust. Because
also, you cannot say I don't want to persecute anyone, but then claim that you're a fascist. That doesn't make any sense.
Because that's a loaded question. What you're trying to do there is you're trying to insinuate that that worldview is going to lead to genocide, chaos, and destruction.
Because it always does. It always does. Fascism always leads to all of that. It always does. There has never... I don't know why I keep repeating myself. I'm sorry.
But as you said, we see so many regimes where that's exactly the opposite. I mean, look at what's going on in El Salvador right now. The streets are clean.
El Salvador? What? Okay. You know what? I am going to tell you what you tell a lot of the immigrants that live here within this country. If you love it so much, then go over there. Go to El Salvador. Since you think it's so clean and it's so peaceful, go ahead. Fuck around and find out. El Salvador? Wow.
It is a paradise in Central America. And really
Paradise.
From that perspective. They went from being one of the most dangerous countries with MS-13 to one of the safest and cleanest countries, all because they had, a centralized police force, government willing to enforce the law and willing to actually lay down a moral structure to their society, not being scared of what, journalists or other fogies like to say.
But you got fired from a legitimate job that provided well because of your political views that are not illegal. How does that make you feel?
Frankly, kind of destroyed. I put a lot of pride in the work that I do. I try to treat everyone with a level of respect and love and decency. And, many might say, oh, you say that, but you're actually this evil guy behind closed doors. No, I'm a guy who is looking at our society being torn apart by just kind of the lack of rule of law, the lack of meaning in people's lives. Frankly, let's just get to the heart of it, the lack of God in people's lives. And I say enough at this point. I mean, why is it that we have to live in a society where people are killing themselves, they're addicted to drugs,
all right,
they are looking for all...
I'm done. I'm so done. Okay. Wow. First off, most employers today, mine included, have some sort of morality clause. Meaning that if your job finds that whatever the hell that you are saying, if they find that whatever the hell that you're saying on the internet is immoral, then yeah, they can fire your dumbass, stupid. And what you have been saying is very much immoral. Why the hell would I have somebody work for me that claims to be a fascist, that to openly claim that they are a fascist? Someone that said they would prefer that this country only be run by white people for white people. Why would I want somebody like that attached to my business? That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, they're gonna get rid of your dumb ass. Also, you claim that you're not evil. You claim that you're a nice guy. Word? Huh? Who is this? Who is this throwing up the mustache man salute? Who is this? He is a literal freaking Nazi. But you want to say that you're a good person? No, I say this from time to time when it comes to some of the content that I react to, but I am actually at a loss here. All right, let's look at the GoFundMe page. Let's read it. Let's see what it says, and let's see who's been donating to good old Connor. So far, this man has actually raised $36,000. The title is Fired for My Political Beliefs. My name is Connor, and I was recently shown in the last Jubilee episode. As a result, unfortunately, I was subsequently released from my job. I'm raising money as an emergency fund and for other expenses while I look for a new job. You're not getting a new job, bud. Unfortunately, voicing fully legal, traditional right-wing political views results in real consequences. These are not traditional right-wing political views. This is cancel culture and political discrimination. That is wild. On full display. I just went on the Rift TV where I shared my story of what happened. You can watch it here. I will be guesting on a podcast tomorrow. Blah, 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 blah. Look at this. God bless. We will win. White men need to stand together. Only white men get fired for speaking their opinion. Jesus Christ. First Amendment forever. That doesn't even fucking make any sense. The dude said he's a fascist. You cannot have it both ways, man. You can't. You just can't. Miserable leftists whine and cry fascism, but will attempt to ruin the life of anyone who disagrees with them. We didn't cry it. He said it. He said it. He literally said it. Do you guys know how many times I've seen this comment, Christ is King? Guys, I got the method. I got the method. All I have to do is say something extremely outlandish like Connor here. Claim that I got fired for my job, for my political beliefs, and you guys would give me money because all of you are stupid. These people are actually mentally fucked. So amazing to me because, again, you guys don't even know if this guy actually got fired. In my opinion, this seems like the new right-wing political grift in order to get money. And you know what, Jubilee? Let's have a conversation, bro. Let's have a conversation. You need to stop platforming people like this because people will come on your platform and they'll say some crazy that goes against everything that our country stands for. And then they make a goddamn GoFundMe, get loads and loads of money, and then they end up on some sort of racist ass podcast where they can continue to spread this evil goddamn rhetoric. This is crazy. The title of that video is just false. It is entirely misleading. This is not 20 far-right conservatives. And Jubilee, if you guys truly thought that this conversation was going to go a different way, then that is telling me that you did not properly vet these people. Do a better job. Guys, let me know what you think. Leave a comment down below. Do you agree with anything that I said? You disagree? Please do me a favor and leave a comment down below. Like I said before, do not forget to share, like, and subscribe. It really helps out with the channel. Follow me on Twitch. Subscribe to the gaming channel. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one, man. Peace.